हुसैन जाना तुरा दारा हुसैन जाना बरा है तू सरो जाना बुअद हादे के इश्क़ तू बहर मंज़िल मरा हमदम मराना से तू ही दीना तू ही माना हुसैन जाना तुरा दारा
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين ولا سيما بقية الله في العالمين واللعن على أعدائهم من الآن إلى أبد الآبدين فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن أعداءهم. Today is Muharram the 24th, 1438, October the 26th, 2016, and this is my second video message to the Omari scholars all over the globe in English. I hereby call all respected and esteemed Omari scholars to have a series of discussions and debates with me on the questions and topics that are of matters of disagreement between Shia and the Omari congregation. I specifically address Mr. Asrar Rashid as well, as I'm glad to hear that he has accepted to debate with me on the subjects of difference between Shia and the Omari congregation. There are a number of important issues that divide us, and these matters cannot be discussed just in one session and just in one debate. A single session of a debate raises more questions than it answers. Therefore, in order to do justice to the topics of disagreement between us, and to be fair to the audience, and to be informative so they can make reasonable and informed judgment, and they could differentiate between the two schools of thought with knowledge and proofs and hujjah, I suggest and propose and challenge the Omari scholars in general, and Mr. Asrar Rashid in particular, to have a series of debates with me on the following questions, on the following topics. Number one, the legitimacy of the Khilafah of Abu Bakr. We Shia, as you know, do not hold Abu Bakr in high regard and perceive his Khilafah illegitimate. Topic number two, the Imamah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam, that he is the only and true heir directly after the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. This can be proved by many hadith and the Omari sources and the verses of Quran. Therefore, it's very reasonable to hold a debate or more than one debate on the subject. With respect to Abu Bakr, the Omari congregation believe that the verse of the cave, Ayatul Ghar, proves some excellent attributes and fada'il for Abu Bakr. We differ on this issue. I asked the Omari congregation in general and Mr. Asrar Rashid in particular to debate with me specifically on the verse of Ghar as well, on the Ayatul Ghar. And this would be, as an independent debate. We will prove, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, that the verse of Allah not only indicates any fadilah or excellent attribute for Abu Bakr, it actually proves that he lacks iman. Another important issue that we would like to discuss with the Omari congregation is the personality of Omar and the illegitimacy of his khilafah and validity of his imamah, and that his rulership was unjust and un-Islamic, and he did not deserve to be the caliph after the Nabi and after Abu Bakr. Another issue is the khilafah of Uthman and the deeds that he committed and the reason why he was killed. We would like to have one or more debates on this issue. Another important issue is the personality of Aisha and the verses in the Holy Quran that have been revealed with respect to Aisha. It's very evident to us that the Omari scholars conceal from the Omari commonality and the common Omari population the verses that have been revealed about Aisha in Surah Al-Tahrim and the meanings of these verses. They claim that the verses in Surah An-Nur indicate that Aisha was a very pious and chaste and clean lady. We would like to discuss the verses in Surah An-Nur. How do they indicate any fadilah, excellent attribute for Aisha, and also the verses in Surah Al-Tahrim and Surah Al-Ahzab, وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمُّهَاتُهُمْ. We would like to have debates on this issue, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. The Omari congregation allege that the Shia believe that the Quran has been changed, while it's them that have many narrations in Bukhari and Muslim and their other authentic sources that Abu Bakr and Omar and Aisha and Uthman and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and other prominent companions of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam time and again allege that the Quran has been changed. We would like to know the answers from the Omari congregation with respect to these traditions and narrations. It's very interesting that on the one hand they claim an ijma' of their congregation, a consensus of their scholars, that anyone who claims that Quran has been changed is kafir, is an infidel outside the bounds of Islam. On the other hand, it's Omar in Bukhari and Aisha in Muslim. Time and again they claim that Quran has been changed. We would very much welcome the Omari congregation to come forward and answer these questions. And if they have any questions with respect to the Shia faith and our traditions with respect to Quran and whether Quran has been changed or not, I'd be glad to answer any questions they have, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Another topic which is very important that we would like to have discussion in debates with respect to is the question of narration of hadith in the Omari sect versus the Shia faith. We believe and we have plethora of evidence that the hadith chronicled and registered and narrated by the Omari scholars have been narrated and registered in the most unreliable, unscientific, undependable manners. While the Omari congregation claim the title of Ahl Sunnah, the people who follow the Sunnah of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if anything true is they lack Sunnah. Inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, we would like to discuss with you how Bukhari was compiled, how Muslim was compiled, and how these traditions reached the age of chronicling of hadith when Bukhari died in the year 255 after Hijrah. On the other hand, if you have any questions with respect to reliability of Shia books of hadith, Al-Kafi al-Sharif, Tahdhib Istibthar, من لا يحضره الفقيه, بصائر الدرجات, المحاسن للبرقي, and other books of hadith, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, we'll be glad to answer any questions you may have and prove to you that the Shia method of chronicling of hadith and registering hadith is extremely reliable and very dependable and very scholarly, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. If you may have any questions with respect to whether Ayat al-Tathir was revealed with respect to the wives of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or the Ahlbaittv salamullahi alayhim, or whether the Azwaj are included in Ayat al-Tathir, we would like to have a debate on this subject with you. If you have any questions with respect to the infallibility of Ahlul-Bayt alayhim as-salam, the 12 Imams and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, a lady Sayyidatu Nisa'il Alameen Fatimatu al-Zahra salamullahi alayha, if you have any questions with respect to the infallibility in Isma, we welcome any debate on that subject. If you have any questions with respect to the longevity of the life of the Imam of the age, Al-Imam al-Mahdi al-Muntadhar, عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف وسلام الله عليه وروحي له الفداء, I'd be very happy to answer your questions. And if there is any other topic that escaped my mind and you would like to bring it up, so as long as it's an essential issue that divides us, I'll be glad to have a debate on that matter with you, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. In light of what I said, it's very clear that the issues that divide us is not just one issue. There are many issues. If you want to have informative discussion, we should have discussions on all these subjects, and obviously they cannot be discussed in one session, no matter how long it is. Even if 7 or 8 hours session of a debate, it's not going to be enough time to cover these subjects. Therefore, we will have to have a series of debates, a series of discussions on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or twice a week for the next 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, as long as it takes to cover these topics. And I'm committed to this matter. And I challenge all the Omari scholars in the world, and in particular Mr. Asrar Rashid, to please heed to my challenge and listen to my call and consider my request to have this series of discussions. And I would like to declare here very clearly and explicitly that any condition, any rules for debate you may have, even if they're unfair to me, I submit to them, I accept them, so long as these rules and these conditions do not make the very occurrence of a fair debate impossible. So long as your conditions and your rules do not make my expression of my views and my advancement of my proofs and hujjaj and evidence impossible, your rules and your conditions, I accept them, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. If you ask for a neutral TV station, so be it. Inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, you're welcome to contact any Omari TV station, any Salafi TV station, any anti-Shia TV station. If there are 20 TV stations who would like to broadcast these debates, I'd be very happy and I'd welcome them. If you would like to stream the video feed from this debate live on 50 different websites, be my guest. If you're afraid that I would lower your volume or cut you off, then I declare honestly and give you my word now that if I ever do so, you can declare victory and triumph and consider that a submission from my side to your point of view. I will inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala adhere and comply to the rules of debate and to the conditions and the stipulations that you will inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala propose with respect to these debates. With respect to the question of being face to face, obviously debates have to be done face to face. Otherwise they're not debates and discussions. They have to be face to face. And you have to see my face, and I have to see your face, and you have to hear my voice, and I have to hear your voice. And inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, that's very much doable through video links. The reason I cannot travel overseas are plenty. One, what I'm proposing is a series of debates on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or twice a week. I'm not going to burden you to ask you to hold debates more frequently than it's possible for you, but even if you want to hold debates twice a week, I'm ready to accept that challenge. Being so, it would be impossible for either one of us to travel on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis or even on monthly basis. That's simply not practical, at least for me. That's one issue. The other issue is that books. I'll be presenting books. I'll be showing you books, Bukhari, Muslim. I'll be, any evidence that I'll bring. And to debate, I'll be showing you and presenting it to you. And I would be reading the hadith word by word and translating in the most accurate manner. And I need hundreds of books for my debates. It's simply out of question. And I do not know which question you will bring up during the debate, which book I would need to have with me. Therefore, it's out of question for me to transport hundreds of volumes of books to a foreign country for a debate or even for a series of debates. It's impossible. I simply cannot do that. And the other issue is my obligation to my family and to my TV stations, that I cannot be absent from them, and I have to be present. Therefore, traveling overseas is out of question. Nonetheless, it does not mean that this will make the debate unfair, unjust, or impossible. We do not live in the 19th century British India. We live in the 21st century. It's very easy. I'm addressing you now via video link. You hear my voice. I can show you Bukhari. I can show you that this Bukhari was printed in Dar Hayat Turath al-Arabi, published in the year 1422 in Beirut, Lebanon. And if I decide to, for instance, recite this hadith to you, I would tell you this is verse, page number 126, Kitab al-Adhan, hadith number 603, on the authority of Imran ibn Maysarah, Haddathana Abdul Warith, on the authority of Abdul Warith, and so forth. So, video makes it possible for us to be distant, yet be close to one another, and to communicate with one another. And it is done on a daily basis. You see talk shows, a host maybe in New York, he's interviewing someone in Tokyo or London, or vice versa. You see heads of state, they address their audience via video link from faraway destinations. Likewise, heads of state, businessmen, they have daily meetings via video links. And this is a common practice. Therefore, this excuse is very lame and unacceptable and unjustified, that you would require and demand that I should be present there. If you are honest, and if you are not scared to face me, and to have these debates with me, and the topics that I proposed are truly, essentially, topics that divide us, let's have informed discussion, scholarly debates. Each side would bring proofs and hujjaj that would support their position, and inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, the audience, the viewers, they're intelligent, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, they will use their judgment to determine which position is stronger and closer to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the seerah and sunnah of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. It has come to my attention that Mr. Asrar Rashid has chosen a certain venue and a certain time to debate the Shia in the UK. Although it's obvious that nobody has to appear just on a venue that the opposing faction chooses at the time that the opposing faction chooses. Before the debate, everything has to be agreed upon. Nonetheless, I would be very, very pleased and honored if you give me the opportunity to be present at that venue, at that time, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala, and discuss with you, and have a debate with you, and have our first debate, or if we do not agree on the proposal, on the rules and conditions of the debate beforehand, so we could discuss those conditions in that session. My presence there would be through video link. You could arrange that, or inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, my Shia brethren in the UK, I would request them to arrange that. So inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, I would face you and I would discuss with you and we would talk inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. As the Quran says, if you are truthful, bring forth your proofs. And I have many proofs. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I am confident. I have yaqeen. I have certainty. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That the illumination and light that the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam brought from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to mankind, that illumination, that light is the path of Amirul Mu'mineen, Sayyidul Wasiyyin, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayh, and Al-Zahra al-Mardiyyah, Al-Siddiqa al-Tahira, Sayyidati Nisa al-Alameen, and Al-Imam al-Hasan, and Al-Imam al-Husayn, and the 9 holy and infallible Imams from the progeny of Al-Husayn, salawatullahi alayhim ajma'een, the last one of whom is our beloved and awaited Al-Mahdi al-Muntazar, ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-sharif, wa salamullahi alayh, wa arwahuna lahum al-fida. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Therefore, once again, at the end of this message, I would like to call on all Omari scholars that I'm ready and inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala and present to have debates with you on these important issues. I will have debates only with the scholars and people who possess knowledge. Please, if you do not possess knowledge and if you have insulted the Ahlbaittv alayhim as-salatu was-salam or the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in any way, I will not have any debate with you. Inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, I'll be waiting for a response from the Omari side in general and Mr. Asrar Rashid in particular. Inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, these topics that I proposed, I'm not just proposing one debate, I'm proposing a series of debates, and we will hold you inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala responsible to answer to this call for debates, and inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, and this challenge is open for all Omari scholars and any Omari scholar to accept this challenge. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjil farajahum wa lana a'da'ahum. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi as-salihin wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.